about mind, body, spirit wellness topics for women over 40 in just a few minutes. I cover a myriad of topics, all designed to help you be well in your mind, body, and spirit. Join me for great information on how to live a holistic life after 40. If you want more information, join my Facebook group, Wellness Women 40 and Beyond. And remember, it only takes a few minutes to start your journey to wellness in midlife.
Do you like that countdown? I'm going to try all things at least once. I thought it was pretty cheesy, but I'm going to do it again anyway. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lynnis Minutes. I am so glad to be with you on this Motivation Monday. Wow. How was your weekend? What kinds of things did you do? What kind of fun did you have? You know, I've been working with my wonderful money coach. Her name is Keisha Dixon, and I'm going to bring her into the group. She is absolutely awesome. And we do tapping. Well, one of the things that came up during one of my sessions was that I could even experience more success and make more money if I am tapping into my fun quotient, taking time to have fun. So I've been working that into my regime every single day. What did I do fun this weekend? Well, I finally took one of my long walks this weekend, and I was going to get on there virtually and talk to you about it, but then I said, no, I'm just going to walk, because I hadn't been able to walk like for the last 3 or 4 days because of the air quality in California, in Sacramento. I mean, there was a point where I couldn't even see the hills, and usually I see the hills every single day, but it was like this fog. I felt like it looked so much like Armageddon, you know, those movies where everything is dusty and dirty and all that. So on Saturday, I woke up and I could see the sky. It's blue again. And so I went out for a long walk, and I had so much fun because I listened to some music I hadn't listened to in such a long time. I listened to Donna Summers. In fact, when Donna Summers was out, I don't even think I listened to her. Somehow or other, she came up on my Pandora, and I started listening to her. And I experienced so much joy during that walk. It seems like the covers were more vivid. When I went to stop to get my Starbucks, that's my guilty pleasure. I can't drink wine anymore because I fall asleep like that. So that's the only thing I have left is a dark espresso from Starbucks. So I had some of that, and it seemed like it tasted differently. And I went to Barnes and Nobles, and I found some great books, and it seemed like the books I found seemed to resonate more with me. And I thought, gee, what's going on? Why am I feeling these endorphins the way I am? And it's because I had made a conscious decision to be joyful and to have fun on that day. So today for Lynnis Minutes, I'm not going to talk so much about joy. We've talked about that before, but I am talking about the idea of focusing your mind on something and then getting it done. It's amazing that once you make up your mind that you want to do something, how it can get done. And sure, there'll be things that will pop up that will keep you from getting them done. And when that happens, extend yourself grace. Don't beat up on yourself and say, okay, tomorrow's a new day, and you go for it again. But I do believe that if God places something on your mind to do, in your heart to do, it's a passion, you know you really want to do it, then that means you already have the ability to get it done. We just have to program our minds. So God has placed on my mind that I need to drop these 10 COVID pounds. As I was walking this past Saturday, it felt great, and I didn't feel out of shape or anything like that, but I happened to look at a storefront window, and, you know, the back part of me seemed to be extending out a little bit more than it should be. I mean, like you set a table back there, okay? I was like, whoa, wait a minute, okay. I have new motivation. I'm going to have fun and drop these 10 COVID pounds. So I wanted to think, okay, what can I do from a holistic standpoint? Because I really don't believe in dieting. And I can tell you right now that 78% of us dropping those pounds and inches has everything to do with what we put in our mouths, everything to do with that. And so I've, having to get rid of those things that I've been using for emotional eating, especially over the last 3 months. And I think, we're entitled to that a little bit. But, I know that's not where I'm supposed to be. It's not so much what I'm looking like. It's more about what my health is like. That's what I'm concerned about. So I wanted to share with you 5 ways that you might want to consider jumpstarting your metabolism. And these are just things that I've tried before in the past. I'm going to be posting a blog that one of our members wanted to post today about metabolism that supports everything that I'm talking about and just goes into it in more detail. But for right now, I just want to put it on your mind because this is supposed to be Lynnis Minutes. So I'm not going to take a lot of time to explain each one, but I will post the blog and then you tell me how you're doing. And if you have any other ideas of jumpstarting your metabolism, please put it in the comments. And for those of you who are on, let me know where you're from. We've added another 100 women this past weekend. Oh my gosh, so now we're up to over 4,300 women. It has grown so much since the pandemic. I guess we've picked up like 1,200 women since the pandemic. So please tell me where you're from. And if you're watching this, happen to be watching this in the replay, please say #replay so I know how many of you are going back. And hello to my YouTube audience and IGTV. Thanks so much for listening. So let's get started in Lynnis Minutes where we talk about 5 ways to jumpstart your metabolism. All right. Now, this is one that I do know is true, and it absolutely works. And I started doing it again last week. I started at one point, then I stopped. I got kind of lazy. And then after that walk, I am determined I'm going to be doing this. And that's strengthening your muscle with proper exercise and yoga. Now, for me, proper exercise would be about 30 minutes a day. And I like to do different kinds of things so that I can kind of, expand my muscles' ability to do different things. So I do weight training. I do walking. I jog around on my tennis court in my backyard. That really gets me going. And I do stretching and I do dance. So proper exercise, whatever that is for you. And this is where the fun component is. Choose something that's fun. If it's not fun to you, you're not going to do it. The other thing is yoga. I do yoga every single morning. I do a yoga asana, and that really does help me work on my breathing. You get stronger because you are holding certain positions, and that gets you stronger. So this is a great way to begin to jumpstart your metabolism, is working on your exercise and your yoga. Here's another one that I do every single morning, and I've talked to you about this before, but here's another reason to do it. Speed it up by drinking water. Now, first thing in the morning, I drink my lemon water that I put in there. Now I've added lemon and cucumber. In fact, it's sitting right now in my refrigerator, kind of marinating a little bit so I can drink it throughout the day. But water does keep your metabolism going. And a lot of times you feel like snacking or something like that. I have found from my own experience that if you drink some of your cucumber lemon water, that will go a long way to kind of getting rid of that, I'm kind of on a snack on something. Sometimes we want to snack on something because we're thirsty. We're dehydrated a little bit. And our brain is telling us, I need something to put in my mouth. But I challenge you to drink 8 ounces of water. And that craving for whatever you want to snack on will probably go away. Another thing to jumpstart your metabolism, and I swear by this because I do it all the time, is coffee. In fact, I have my handy dandy coffee right here. Today I'm drinking coffee with ginger and coconut oil in it. It's what I call my bullet coffee. I drink 1 cup a day in the mornings, and I like the taste. I don't use any creamer. Coffee can be good for you. It's a great antioxidant. It all depends on what you put in it. You put creamer and sugar and all this other stuff that you know isn't good for you and has calories, then it really does compromise you in terms of it being good for you. But if you put good stuff in it, like cinnamon and nutmeg and maybe some ginger or coconut oil, that's really cool. Got a comment here. Let me see what the comment says. Oh, Virginia. You're from Virginia. Beautiful state. My daughter lives in Maryland, in DC, but I love Virginia. Welcome, welcome. Oolong tea. I like to go and get my oolong tea from the Chinese market. They have some of the best bulk tea, and I keep it in a special container so that it doesn't lose its oomph, But I especially love drinking this oolong tea in the wintertime because it's colder. And it can help with jumpstarting your metabolism. I definitely will be trying it as I'm going through my whole release the COVID pound quest. So this is so important because this is the time where your metabolism really kicks in, believe it or not. And that's during the sleep thing. And this is where I have really fallen down. I don't even want to tell you how much sleep I haven't been getting the last 3 weeks, or maybe even 4 weeks. But I had to work through that. There was something that was bothering me that was making it hard for me to achieve a deep sleep. And I would be going to sleep at my regular time around 8:30 or 9, and then I would be up and ready at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would try to go back to sleep, but that just wasn't working for me. So I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So needless to say, by the time it was time for me to go to bed, which was about 8:30 or 9, I was exhausted. Do not do what I did. Once I figured out what was bugging me and went through some energy healing and some other stuff, and we're going to be talking about these things because all of these things, remember, your mind, your body, and your spirit all work together for your wellness. And that's absolutely true when it comes to dropping those COVID pounds. If you're under a lot of stress and have things going on in your mind, you find yourself not sleeping well, and that's where metabolism comes in because most of your metabolism happens and your cellular repair happens when you're asleep. And most of you will get in past your REM sleep to the deepest part of your sleep right around 12, 1 o'clock at night if you go to bed at a reasonable hour. Now, if you go to bed at 11, you're going to miss that opportunity for that deep, deep sleep, that not REM state sleep, but that deep sleep where most of the metabolism happens. So do whatever you need to do to make sure you're getting that sleep. Try to go to bed early enough so that it gives your body enough time to get into that deep sleep because that's when the metabolism is really going to kick in. Let's see. What's the other one? Is that it? Oh, no. One more. And that is try metabolism foods like coconut oil and peppers. Now, let me say something about coconut oil. Moderation is key. I'm not saying that you need to be eating a bunch of oil. Coconut oil is a good oil. You can use it. It's to fry also. It's got a lot of antioxidant functions in it. And it's also got something in it called the MCT, which is in coconut oil as well, which can give you more energy, which also is needed when you're burning, food and working out and all that. Just use it in moderation. For me, I like to use my coconut oil in my coffee. Now, some people might say that's kind of gross, but it works for me. And when it comes to that middle, I have a funny story to tell you. When I was a little girl, way back in the day, where they actually did have TVs, it was the Stone Age, where we had, a little rock with an image in it that we could look at. But there used to be this commercial that would come on about girdles. And it always would talk about the bulge that you have in your midriff. Well, I was a little girl, and until I was like in my early 40s, all this time I thought they were calling it the Mildred bulge. It wasn't until I started having my own thing that it dawned on me, oh, they're talking about the midriff bulge, which is the hardest thing to get rid of. And it also is that part of our bodies that contains a lot of fat. And the only way I know how to reduce that is to be really strategic about what you eat, how often you eat. It's so important. And then also the exercise. I have found for me personally that the sit-ups and things like that do not get rid of this midriff bulge. It all has to do with what we're putting in our mouth and also stress. Because stress gives you cortisol, and cortisol thickens you, especially in the tummy and midriff area. And I'll be talking more about that as we go down this journey together of dropping the COVID. Well, I'm going to call it the COVID-20. I don't know if I picked up 20 pounds, but I know I picked up well over 10. So I'm just going to call it the COVID-20. I'm just going to say, yeah, it feels that way. Other things are peppers, and peppers are really good because of the capsaicin that's in there, which is an energy boosting enzyme which burns fat. So for those of you who like spicy foods is a great way to burn fat, to get your metabolism going. You want to be careful with the peppers. Use, all things in moderation, ladies. You're saying, oh, yes, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's fantastic. But just be careful that you are doing it in moderation. And most importantly, listen to your body. It will tell you best what works for you. Some of the things I just got through saying, maybe one or two of them might work, maybe a couple of them won't. If any of you have any ideas about what works best for you when it comes to jumpstarting your metabolism, please share it. I'm always looking for suggestions on things that we can do to get that metabolism going. And just remember, ladies, remember to have some fun. Remember to have joy. That's so important. Bring joy into everything you do. And suddenly the world begins to look a lot different. Well, thanks for listening to Lynnis Minutes. It's been fun having you. I will see you again tomorrow. It's going to be Lynnis Minutes Talk Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart when it comes to getting well in your mind, body, and spirit. Until then, see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.
That will aid you along your journey to wellness. Please like and share our broadcast. And if you're on Facebook, join the Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond group. Check out the link below as well